Hello humans, welcome to my channel. My name is Ringo, but you can call me Zringo. And I made a puppet. So this was supposed to be made by January, but I procrastinated with the Withered Bonnie costume and didn't want to do literally anything else until I finished uploading that. This was a Christmas gift for my sister because, I just wanted to try very hard for my lovely sister that I love so much, so dear to my heart. But more importantly, I wanted to challenge myself and make something I have never really had the thought to make. My sister really likes the puppet and also likes marionettes conveniently, so I just combined the two. Hence the title. It was supposed to be clever. First, I made a brilliant plan to base the body parts off of, and I decided to make it out of clay because I don't own wood. And I'm sure nothing bad happened while I was using clay. I first started making the box that the puppet sits in with half of a plushie box that used to have Mickey Mouse in it, and the flaps of the box were just the top cut in half. I got fabrics from Joann's because they have really good fabrics in my opinion. I got colors similar to the game and tried to match the textures, and I think it looks pretty chill. But I went there recently and found the purple fabric with the same texture of the blue, which kind of upset me, but it still worked out. I put the flaps on the cut box with wire so it can open and close, and gloriously covered it with blue. Adding the ribbon wasn't too interesting, but it was hard because I could never cut it perfectly straight. It was always curving right for some unknown reason I couldn't figure out. After that, I started on the body of my creation. I was gonna make the head and torso hollow, and that's it. But while doing so, it came with fragile drawbacks. They were really fragile, like more than I thought, more fragile than the usual sculptures I make. The head broke a little shard off. It didn't really affect it that much, but it still hurt inside. The torso was fine though. The arms and hands were a different story. For the upper arms, I poked 2 holes to put a string in connecting to the torso, and the lower arms, I wanted to make it so that the arms can only bend one way, like an arm. I made a hinge thingy, as you can see here. It kind of worked in the end, and the hands are the same. The mask was a bit harder though. I needed to make the mask around a separate ball, about the same size of the actual head, and it kinda worked. The mask was a little too small. I kept adding to the forehead, and it only kinda half worked. It looked passable though, so yay. For the idea of connecting all the parts with strings, I got off of Pidgin Doll. I don't know if I'm saying that right. Sorry if I'm not. I've never made a marionette in my life, so Pidgin Doll was my savior at the time. It was very confusing. I had to watch over 10 times or so to actually understand what I was watching. This is what I did in a poorly drawn piece of art. The hardest part was covering this masterpiece in felt. I wanted all the seams to connect, but I didn't want it to lack the ability to move. The very thing it's meant to do. Easy fix. The seams just hid themselves. Very anticlimactic. Now in the final stages, I finally found a music box that actually played my grandfather's clock and sounded like from the game. It was also very hard. I guess nobody wanted to sell that specific song and could only find Harry Potter and You Are My Sunshine. I added it to the box, being held higher with a foam slab, and on top, a piece of cardboard spray painted black. And to make the crank, I just made the handle out of clay, spray painted it silver, connected it to the crank of the actual music box, and then stupidly put it in the wrong direction. The crank is supposed to be facing our left, and it clearly isn't. I forgot. I sanded the mask with pristine precision and painted it beautifully. My favorite part of the marionette altogether. Screw the rest. I might as well just have given her the mask alone. I glued the mask to the face and glued the very small buttons an unneeded amount of times. For finishing touches, I covered the bottom of the black platform with bent black felt, springs, and confetti. Glued the puppet onto the platform, and you might be wondering, Stringo, where did you put the strings? And I'm glad you asked. I searched the internet for a while to see what a crossbar actually looks like because I was under the impression that the crossbar holds both the head, torso, and the hands, which didn't make any sense to me. Like, how are you supposed to move the arms separately? Might be a stupid question, but I couldn't wrap my brain around it. I found a cool thing where there was a crossbar and 2 rods that controlled the arms, which looks cool, so I stole it. Boom, the puppet is movable. And that's really it. Here's the finished product. Hope you enjoyed the video. If you want to know more about what I want for this channel, then check the description. If not, then get out of here. I didn't even want you to look anyway. Just go. Leave.